Musk is back on this thing again. Remember, he's the one that stated basically that Trump was in the Epstein files. Either he just lied about that and it was based on nothing, which is believable, he's a liar, or he actually knew that Trump was in the Epstein files and for some reason decided not to reveal that for months or something. But anyway, he retweeted this picture of Ghislaine Maxwell, who Trump wishes well, that says, "Where's all the men that had sex with those underage girls?" And then he also tweeted this, the official Jeffrey Epstein pedophile arrest counter. And yeah, Musk gets to do this sort of thing when your government is so comically inept or complicit. Then this sort of thing is going to spread. And I just want to throw out a couple more reasons why people are as suspicious as they are, even if I'm not being definitively, but they might be suspicious. So Pam Bondi in February said, "The Epstein client list is sitting on my desk right now to review." So what, did it take her months to finally open the cover and, oh, it's blank? Like, what was that list then that you had? Also, remember, Pam Bondi said she had thousands of videos. And then Kash Patel comes out a couple weeks ago and says there was no video. Was Pam Bondi lying then, or is Pam Bondi lying now? I'm really curious. And another reason to be suspicious, not just about like the way a potential cover-up is happening, but why a potential cover-up would happen. I want to remind everyone of something that Donald Trump said during the campaign.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would
I
you,
did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
Yes, I would. I think that less so because you don't know it. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would.
What world? What world are you talking about there, buddy? How do you know what's in there? Apparently, there was nothing to be in there because there was nothing there. There was no. How do you know that there's phony stuff in there? And I just want everyone to remember, we didn't talk about the CBS News thing last week. Remember where CBS News changed an answer and edited it to sway the election or whatever, all that BS. Fox initially edited that out. They kept the yes in. Will you declassify the Epstein file? They said yes, and then they cut it. Not the yes. Well, maybe not actually, because there's a lot of BS in there. We don't want to ruin people's lives over some phony stuff or whatever. And so that's the sort of thing that makes people suspicious. Donald Trump, who's like, 9/11, yes. JFK, yes. Epstein, yes. Well, actually, that's what makes people suspicious about this, JR. What do you think?
Really fast. The only thing left here, I mean, we might as well take this the same way that they did when they were expecting all these files to come forward. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything you say. Matter of fact, I have a full conspiracy surrounding it. And until you prove me wrong, what you've proved me so far is insufficient for my belief system. Until you prove me wrong, all of you are guilty. I mean, that's the approach that we took before. I'm unsatisfied with the approach that you guys have given me. There's a full-on cover-up, and until you prove me wrong, I'm determined to realize that you guys are on it. Prove me wrong then. I'm a tax-paying American damn citizen. I get to say these things and say that you guys are trying to cover up the biggest child sex ring in history in the country. And you guys just don't wanna show us. Why don't you wanna show us? Yeah. Do you tell me Donald Trump is officially on that list? Matter of fact, this guy we just talked about, Elon Musk, says he's on that list right before he apologized because someone must have threatened his life. Yo, we can go ahead and make all the conspiracies up that we want. Let's just say it. Donald Trump threatened to kill Elon Musk. That's why he decided not to do it. But they just say wild things with a vein popping out of the middle of their forehead until finally they're in charge, and then suddenly none of that ever existed. It's offensive when someone else does it to you, but when you do it, it's normal policy, and now you have a mandate to do nothing. Matter of fact, John, one last thing. Remember all those idiots with the binders out in front of whatever building they walked out of and said, "We've got part 1 of the Epstein client list." Where your ass is at? Where's Jack Posobiec? Where's you? When are you gonna finally answer for that list that you had in your hand that suddenly doesn't exist? Was it a bunch of empty pages and you were posing?
No, there used to be text on it, but then like in Back to the Future, it just faded away. There's nothing there. Maybe it was empty. Maybe it was pages from a coloring book that was in all of those binders or whatever. Apparently there was nothing. I look, jokes aside, I was really worried for years because I was super deep into QAnon and everything, that we were surrounded by all these elites, wealthy, powerful people getting away with sex crimes. But I feel a lot better after the last couple weeks. Diddy didn't do anything wrong, and Epstein didn't do anything wrong, and no politicians did anything wrong. They're all great. They would have us believe.